Okay, so moving on now to catching. At this age, if we can just get them to get set up properly and catch the ball, I wouldn't be too concerned about throwing everybody out, but if they can get comfortable setting up, we don't have gear, so we're not able to show a whole lot of blocking things today, but if we can just get them to catch the ball correctly and hold runners from advancing, we're in good shape. So we got two stances. First stance is our number one stance, which means nobody's on base, all right? So we got a nice low position, okay? Our glove, guys, this is important. Try to encourage your catchers not to bring the pitcher right down the middle of the plate belt high. Those are bad pitches to make. So if you can encourage your catchers to get down nice and low. This is your number one stance. Throwing hands behind your back, you got it covered. I got a nice low position, elbows just kind of resting on that knee. And he's in a nice comfortable position, okay? And he just sits there. So there's nobody on base. All we're doing is just making sure we catch it with the first batter of the game, nobody on base, and just receiving, okay? So when I go catch a baseball, I want to be as nice and soft and quiet as I can. I don't want to try, if I cannot move my body too much, that's an asset to the umpire. The more a catcher moves around, the more it looks like to the umpire that it's a ball. So he's going to sit here, just try to nice and comfortable in his number one stance. Got a nice tall back, elbow sitting on his knee, glove, target nice and low. That's your number one stance, nobody's on base. Now somebody gets on base, stand up, relax. Kind of hard on your legs, huh? So now number two stance, which means somebody's on base. So from 9 years old up, even if they aren't leading off, we want to be able to be in a position with a catcher, if a guy steals, if a guy bunts, if we have two strikes, it's a swing and a miss at a dirt ball, where we can get the ball, keep it in front of us, and get the next, or to get the runner out. So now I go a little wider, all right? My toes stay straight. Now I kind of sit a little bit. My rear end's a little higher. Go ahead and get down there, Knox. So rear end's a little higher. Good, right there. So now you're in more of a get up and throw kind of position. This is called number two stance, or block and throw. So he's in a good position to block if he needs to, but he's also in a good position where he can come out of there and throw somebody out. The difference is this with the hand. We're going to put the hand either right behind the mitt, or we're going to make a fist and put it right up against his chest, because if a guy steals and I'm back here, there's a lot more time wasted in the exchange going there. So you see a lot of major league catchers, they'll be here or they'll have it right there. You can still get hit. A foul ball can still get them. But the give and take is I want to make sure I can catch, exchange, and get it out. So number one stance, get a little tighter, and we're just going to sit and be comfortable. Rear end can drop a little bit. Nobody's stealing. Well, they might bunt, but nobody's going to steal. Number two stance, up a little bit, a little wider base, a little more, a little wider. And if you can, their hips are tight, they're young. If you can get them to sit and keep their heels on the ground, that's a good place to be. Now, some of them it's hard because they're growing and their hips are tight, okay? Butt a little higher, Knox, butts up. Good, upper body's up a little bit, nice and tall, right there. And just receiving in a good power position. So I'm gonna throw him a few balls. Here's one good drill for you. Take your glove off. And we're gonna see if we can just have soft hands so you're in your one stance, nobody's on base. With one hand, hand behind your back, all he's gonna do is just receive balls, drop it, you can drop it, and just have nice soft hands, all right, 1 point. Try to teach your kids to keep like they're waving at you. We don't want to catch balls with the hand turning over. You'd like for them to catch like they're wax on, wax off. They're waving at the outfield, keeping that thumb up, and not turning the hand over. So we got number one stance. You can move the ball around. Here you go, I got it. And all he's trying to do is keep his body real still and have nice soft hands, boom. You can go a little quicker. Tennis balls are a good thing for this because they bounce, they're hard to catch, and it forces kids to have a nice soft feel in their hand. One great drill that you can work with them on just receiving and catching. This would progress to you backing up to maybe 25 or 30 feet. They have their gear on, and you're just throwing balls to them. If you have a place where you have a pitching machine, so if you have an indoor facility where you can get in a pitching machine with some speed to it, have them put their gear on. Catching is confidence. The more they can sit there and catch, especially if it's harder coming out of the machine than it's gonna be in their league. Then if I'm catching 60 miles an hour in the machine and I have a kid throwing 50 in the game, it's a piece of cake for me. So getting them in catching situations, working on both stances. One stance, nobody on base, block and throw stance, a guy's on base, just over and over and over, reps. Catch it, catch it, catch it. Make sure we're accurate throwing back to the pitcher.